Hi guys, Jordan from P&P Campers. Just going to do your handover video on your Mobilvetta Icaro. So starting with the bonnet, got your engine battery on the left hand side, brake fluid attached to the servo at the back, power steering fluid here at this front reservoir, engine oil dipstick is this one with the yellow top, and your engine oil itself gets topped up through there, through the yellow cap. Your engine coolant is this one up here with the orange fluid inside it. You see it's at the right level there because the engine's cold at the moment. And you've got your washer fluid that goes in through this little reservoir down here. Diesel filling point is this one just inside here on the passenger side. And you need the ignition key to get into that. It's not really much to show you on the passenger side, to be honest. You've got your weight plate just down there, so it's 3.5 tons, so you can drive it on any license, and all the bits and pieces just there if you need it. Your hookup point is this one just here, so if you're at campsite or at home, you've got a hookup cable available, you can go in through that. Boiler vent is this one just here. You can probably see I've got it on at the moment. Water sort of starts to accumulate underneath there. That's just condensation from the actual boiler itself. It's nothing to be worried about. The only other thing I need to point out about the boiler is that just down there, the little red pulley that you see, that's basically your boiler dropout valve. So if you wanted to drain your boiler out, you just literally push that little button down, and then it will basically just drain all the water out from your boiler. If you find that you put your pump on one day and all the water's coming out from underneath, just go in there and pull that switch up. As long as your 12-volt power is on, that should work. So I'll close that up and go back. So you've seen inside this locker, it's just like a good amount of storage. We've left all the bits and pieces in here just in case you wanted to use them. I've done the paint work up there to cover up that hole that was up there, which was a little bit ugly. Got your freshwater inlet point just here. Then also got your toilet cassette locker. So to take that out, lift up on the little yellow button there, and then it'll come all the way out. Push and hold on the yellow button when you're draining it, and you drain it from just here. There's no flush fluid to worry about because it's all fresh water. Your wastewater drain is this handle just down here. So if I just pull that towards me, you see the wastewater comes out from over there. So just pull this towards you to drain it out. You've also got, if you wanted to use it, an external gas point and also an external water point just next to that as well. Your two fridge vents are just here. And your gas locker is this one just down here. So turning the gas bottle on, anti-clockwise round to the left. Turning it off, it's clockwise around to the right. So I'll just hop in and show you a couple of bits around the cab. It's pretty wet outside, so I'm just trying to keep the old camera a bit drier. Right, so down on the right hand side here, you've got a couple of bits. So you've got electric adjusting mirrors, so you can adjust them just there, choose which mirror you want to move, and then literally just move it up and down like a joystick. You then got electric windows as well from those two switches just there. Your lights are on this left hand stalk just here along with your indicators, and your washers and wipers are on the right. You've got a 5-speed manual gearbox, which I'm sure you know, reverse is lift up on the back just here, over and up to the top left. You've got a single DIN Pioneer head unit up there, which has got all the sort of standard bits and pieces on it. Hazard lights just there in the middle, and your fog light. You have got air conditioning in this vehicle, so basically, you know, you probably know already as well, but it's a really nice factory extra to get on a motorhome. It's actually quite unusual to actually have aircon in the cab of a motorhome, so that's a really nice extra to have there. Obviously that will only work if you have your temperature sort of, you know, if you have your heater at 1 or above, it won't do anything otherwise. But otherwise, you know, choosing where your air goes, so that's feet and face, just face, just feet, you know, screen on the right hand side here. So it's all about choosing where you want it to be, but that's up to you. Your bonnet release is this one just here, and your steering column adjustment is this one just to the right of that. Okay, so what else have we got? Okay, so we'll start in the back now. I'll just start off by pointing out the reason it's taken a lot longer than we would obviously have liked it to, and longer than I said that it would, is because we've had to put this new fridge in. So basically your old fridge, I tried quite hard to sort of get it to work, and I just couldn't get anything out of it. It just wouldn't light up properly on gas. It wouldn't stay on. So we gave up in the end and thought, you know, you're an old customer of ours, so we'll put a brand new fridge in it. So, you know, you got nothing to worry about on this. And, you know, as you can see, it's all literally brand spanking new. So I won't start off by showing you that, but you know how it works and all that, but I just thought I'd point out to you that this is all literally brand new. We actually fitted it yesterday, so yeah, that's that. So the first thing, this fan is really nice. I mean, the way it's sort of laid out, I think is really impressive. But if you want to use your control panel and turn things on, you come to this little locker just here, and if you see where that is, we're just literally behind the driver's seat basically. So I'll open the top one up as well, so you can see a couple of bits. So just here on the left hand side, got this top switch. So I've got it on at the moment, and when you switch any of these switches on, you get this little red light just to the right of it corresponding, telling you that it's on. So once you switched it on, that means that you've got lights basically working inside the van, and the one below that is your pump. So basically, if you want your lights and your water pump working, turn these two here to the on position. You have then got a couple of fuses, so they all correspond with the little symbols next door to them. So you've got lights, and pump. So if any of those things start, you know, giving you any jip, then you can have a little look in there and double check that those fuses are okay. Obviously, let us know if you get any issues, but you know that's there. If if you're away and you can't get to us or anything like that, then if your lights stop working, just check these two fuses if you can. The next button there is test. So if you push and hold on that, this one here tells you your battery voltage. You can also see your battery voltage from this bit up here. So basically that's your sort of solar controller. So like I said, you've got a solar panel in this van. So essentially anytime there's sunlight on the top of the van, you're going to get power running to your batteries. All right, and that's the reason why I've got lights and the boiler and things like that are on in the van at the moment. And as you can see, if you look at this little bit just here, the battery level, when I press the test button, you see there, literally completely full, right the way up into the green. All right, so that's just proving to you that you've got complete power in your battery, so you haven't got anything to worry about that. You've then also got the same button here, the same test button. You've got this one just here, which is your freshwater level. So if I press and hold that, you see there you've got about 3/4 of a tank. So the test button here literally just shows you, tests the power in your battery and how much fresh water you've got in your tank. If your 12-volt power is switched on, you'll have this little light just here illuminated, and if you have a hookup cable plugged into the van, you'll have this little light underneath there illuminated as well. So it's just another way of just making sure that your hookup's definitely working. Have a little look, make sure the bottom green light is on. You then got another 3 fuses just here with another 3 little symbols next to them. So another 15 amp at the top with a little ice symbol, so that means that that's your fridge fuse. The next one down, that'll be your heating fuse, and the one below that is your auxiliary. So basically just odds and sods that work off the 12 volt. You've then got another 2 switches just here on the right. So basically, if you want to come into the van and start using it, then just basically turn these 2 on and these 2 on, and you'll be good to go. At some point, I must admit, I haven't actually tested all of this because it's not really been, well, it's not a factory fitted extra. Somebody's fitted it in the past, but I can see that it's all working. You've basically got this little switch just up here on the top left to turn these on, and it just gives you a few USB sockets if you want to use them. that will just run directly from your leisure battery. It's actually been quite neatly put together, so it's all there if you want to use it. Right, so assuming that you turned your gas on outside, and by the way, I know you've had vans before, so I don't have to show you all this sort of stuff, but I will do anyway. You've got a little igniter switch just down here, so you see sparking just across there. So that igniter switch just literally just does these 3 burners up here. So, you know, like I said to you, I don't need to show you all this, but you've got a little diagram showing you which one does which, but you can probably work out left one does the left one, and so on. So they'll just light up. I've obviously had them all lit up as part of the habitation check. I've checked that all the thermocouples work properly. So if for whatever reason you lit any of these up and the flame gets blown out without you turning this dial off, then the thermocouple will switch the gas off anyway, so you won't be able to sort of fill the van up with excess gas. Okay, so the first thing you want to do before anything else, if you want to come in here and start heating the water up and things like that, it's really important that you switch your pump switch on, which, like I said, is the one just down here, and then just come over to your tap, and then basically just prove to yourself that the boiler is full of water. So like I showed you already, you've got the little red switch down there. As long as that's in this upright position and not down, then you'll be able to fill the boiler up with water. But if that switch down there has been down and you've had to pull it up, the boiler will be empty. So you've basically got to fill up 10 litres in the boiler before any water will come out from here. All right, so if I just show you, we go to the hot side, so down to the left, and then fill the water. Pump kicks in, and we just want to make sure there's no air in it. So there's no air in that, and then over to the cold. A little bit of air, but not very much. And then we can switch it off. Make sure the pump turns itself off. And there you go. So doing that, hearing your pump turn on, turning it over to the left and pulling the tap and making sure that the water comes through nice and clearly, and then the pump turning off on its own, proves to you that the entire system is completely pressurized. If the pump runs on and, you know, doesn't stop, that means that it means one or two things. It means that there's loads of air in the system, or it means that your boiler dropout is in the down position, and basically your pump is just pumping water out underneath the van. All right. So if the pump doesn't turn itself off, you need to make sure that you've got that boiler switch in the upright position and that you've got no air in the system. So to get rid of any of the air in the system, you can come around to all of the taps and just pull them all like this. So the pump will turn itself off. There you go. So that's proving to you that your water system is completely pressurized. Once you've done that, you can then go ahead and start using your boiler. And by the way, you can use your boiler on heating only if you want to, without any water in it, but it's not really advised. It's kind of like it's a combination boiler. So basically it doesn't work not like a household boiler. So when you pull the hot tap there, it doesn't light up and heat the water as it's going through, but it does work in two different ways. The same unit does the hot water and the heating, and the position that I have it in at the moment, you see where there's a little line is pointing right the way down to the bottom, that's hot water and heating at the same time. So let me just try and explain this to you. So you've basically got this little dial down here, so it works on gas only. There's no electric way of using this boiler, it's just gas only, which is the same on lots and lots of these sort of German-built vehicles. I think it's German, might be Italian, not sure. But any of the sort of continental vehicles, they do tend to do it this way. So where it's at, I don't know if you can see just there, but where it is at the bottom at the moment, you'll see there it says 60 degrees with two little lines underneath it, just like the one at the top there. But it also has a little flame symbol next to it, which is your heating. So as it is at the moment, the hot water is the water's being heated up inside it, after I've proved that the water's coming through nice and powerful from the tap. And the heating is pumping out through these little vents around the van. And by the way, it's coming out really, really nice and hot. So that's that. That's heating and hot water together. If I went up one to this little symbol here, that's heating only. So now the heating's carried on, but the flame inside the boiler to heat the water up has stopped. If I want to turn the entire thing off, up to the middle. If I want to do hot water only, you go up 1 to 40 degrees of hot water, or up 2 for 60 degrees. All right, so up 1 and up 2 is what you would call your summer settings. So basically summer setting because there's no heating, but there is hot water. And if you're going to go 1 down or 2 down, you would call that your winter setting because that's heating or heating and hot water together. All right, so if I just run through it again quickly. Off in the middle, like that, all the lights will turn off. 1 down is heating only. 2 down, heating and hot water. Then back off to the middle. 1 up is hot water at 40 degrees. And 2 up is hot water at 60 degrees. And then back off to the middle. And by the way, another little sort of trick, it just, you know, if you can remember this, it's nice and easy. If there's a little orange light, an orange symbol on there as well to the left, so if I just show you now, orange symbol, that means that there's water being heated up inside the boiler. If there's no orange symbol and you go down 1, no orange symbol but a green light, that means that the heating's working and no hot water. All right, so I hope that makes sense. I'll leave the heating on just for a minute, whilst I'm in it. Okay, so I've shown you the cooker, I've shown you the heating stuff down there. I'll show you your brand new fridge now. So it's nice and simple how to use this one as well. So basically I've got it on at the moment and it's lit up on gas. You know that it's definitely working, or something's making it work, because you've got this little green light, little blue light inside here, shining constantly. So that's proving to you that the fridge is working. You can't tell by looking at that which way it's working, but the only thing you need to do to work that out is press this button once, and just you don't hold it down for too long because it will turn it off, but when you press it, it'll come up with a little gas symbol here and how powerful it is here. So look, like that. All right, so like I said, don't hold it on for too long, otherwise you turn it off. But if I just show you now, I'll turn it off, push and hold, it turns itself off. Right, so the fridge works 3 ways, just like most fridges on motorhomes. So you probably see just inside here, this is your hookup symbol, this is your 12-volt battery symbol, and this is your gas symbol. So if you had a hookup cable plugged in, you'd probably want to choose the hookup one. If you're driving, engine running, you want to use this one. And if you've just got gas, you want to use the gas. The gas is the quickest way of getting the fridge cold, pretty closely followed up by the hookup. But the 12-volt symbol in the middle won't really get the fridge cold on its own. You need to have the fridge cold first before you try using it on that symbol. But if I just show you how to use it, so turn it on, push and hold, all the lights come on. So straight away, it's automatically chosen gas. All right, and I can actually hear that it's already lit up, so that's how sort of good the fridge is. So it's basically an automatic energy selector. So it automatically chose gas just then because it can sense that the gas is on. All right. So when that light goes out, it doesn't mean it stopped working, because this little light in here is still on. All right. It just means that when, you know, at night, this won't sort of be really, really bright. It's just this little one here. So if you want to change over to any of the other ways, so at the moment it's lit up on gas, as you can see by pressing that button. I'll click this button just here, the little square, and it comes up showing you that you're lit up on gas. If I press it again, or push and hold on it, sorry, the gas symbol starts flashing, and then I'll just go through with the little left and right arrows. So there you've got the 12-volt symbol flashing. Now the hookup symbol's flashing. So basically that's the way you do it. So I know at the moment the only thing I've got, the engine isn't running, so I can't use the 12-volt. I haven't got a hookup cable plugged in, so I can't use the hookup, so I have to use gas. So I go over and choose gas, and then just press this button again. This side then will start flashing. Just leave it on maximum and then press it again, and then it will light up on gas. So I hope that makes sense. So if I just show you again, turn it all the way off. So that's completely off. Turn it on, and usually it'll just choose the way for you anyway. All right, so if you want to light it up on gas, it's already chosen gas now, and you know, you don't have to do anything. But if it chooses something that you don't want to be using, so for example, if you did have a hookup cable plugged in, but you wanted to use it on gas, so here you go, this is what it would look like if you did that. So it might automatically choose hookup, and it would look like this. Yeah, you would then push and hold on this button, and then go over to your gas symbol, and then press it again, and there you go, that's switched over to gas. All right, but like I said, it will normally just sort of choose it for you automatically, but it's up to you whether you want to you know, you just have a little look there, make sure that it's definitely the right way you want it by pressing either of these buttons. So just press the square one, comes up telling you that you're lit up on gas symbol, and then push and hold on the square button and choose which of the other two you want to use if you want to do that. So I'll turn it off for now. And there you go. So I've had the fridge lit up on gas for probably 20 minutes just at the start of this video, and I can feel in there the freezer compartment is already getting cold. So, you know, you can imagine after a couple of hours it'll be freezing cold in there, and you know, working perfectly. Right, you've got your oven up here. So is it an oven actually? Yeah, it is an oven and grill. So I will give you a clicker for this. So basically all you need to do is put your igniter or your lighter or whatever up to that when you're turning it on, push in and round to the right for the grill, in and round to the left for the oven, and basically that just allows gas through, and you just light it up with a clicker. So that's, you know, there's not really too much to show you about that. It's just literally, you see there, you've got a little diagram here, so it says there, push in and round to the right for the grill, or in and round to the left for the oven. So that's that. You have got a little light up here that you can have on if you want to, but yeah, nice and simple. So we've got a couple of lights that I need to show you about just here. So it's nice and simple. You've got this little switch just here on the right hand side, which if you put it on the 1 symbol, it turns this light on here, and you can do the same on this one. So put them both on 1 and you just get these 2 big lights. If you put them both on 2, you get these lights just here instead. Switching them off into the middle. Skylights, most of them, in fact all of them, I think, open up like this. So you literally just turn that dial and then open it up. They're all nice and really, you know, really tough little units as well, by the way, just so you know. You have got a blackout screen in the door, so you can literally pull this down and then lock it in place at the bottom if you want to. And obviously, as you know, you've probably seen these windows before, but they all work in exactly the same way. So you've got your blackout screen there from the bottom, and then your blind from the top, which, by the way, I don't know whether it's, I mean, the van is clearly being kept really, really well, but I don't know whether or not it's because they've had these replaced or if they've just literally never used them. But they're all so clean, you know, there's no dirt in those whatsoever. So just something to point out. Okay, so in the wardrobe, you have got a light that turns on as soon as you open up the cupboard door. This is your TV aerial and TV aerial booster, so you can turn it on and off just from in there. I'm just going to have a little look, see what that's routed to. I'm not sure where it is, where it's actually... Oh, it must be over to this TV here. Oh, there you go. Look, so you got the wire, the aerial wire running through there. So you got your TV in here, Avtex, so it's a proper motorhome TV. You see there it comes out just by literally pulling it all the way forwards on this pretty, you know, sort of cool bracket just there. So already plugged in up there on its 12-volt switch. So you can see there it's already got the little light inside there. I must admit the TV isn't something that I sort of go through and check as part of the habitation check, but I can see already that the aerial booster is working, the TV is working, and you probably know how to use these, but you literally just loosen off this nut up here and push it up and turn it around as and where you want it, and then just give it a little nip up when you want to drive off. But yeah, it's nice and simple there. All of the books and bits and pieces are just here. You have actually got this little user manual for the TV area as well, if you wanted to sort of go through and see how it worked. You've also got a manual for the TV, so you can see how that works. And the TV remote is just here. So that's all in there if you want to use that. I've just noticed as well you've got this little coat hanger which pulls out on a runner, which is cool. So yeah, that's that. So I briefly showed you in the bathroom, but I will show you how the toilet works, because that's something completely different. I know that you probably know exactly how to use all this sort of stuff, but I'll show you anyway. So you've got the drain on the right hand side of the toilet itself, which that's in the open position, that's closed. I've lubricated your cassette flap down there, because there's a rubber seal in there that needs lubricating every sort of once in a while. Your flush, like I said to you, there's no pink fluid or anything to worry about, because it's not a separate container for the flush fluid. So if I just show you, as long as you've got some fresh water in your tank, push this little blue button and basically the pump just does the rest of the work. So you press it, pump kicks in, and you get a really nice strong sort of powerful flush. Open, close. Shower is all there exactly how it needs to be. Obviously I've checked the actual shower itself, so the shower works properly. So yeah, if you want to use that, it's all there, it's all good. What else was I going to show you? Light switch down here. So you see there the lights come on like that. So I think that's about it for the bathroom. Your batteries and bits and pieces all sit down underneath this bit down here. I'll tell you what, 1 second, I want to show you it. I'll just take all this stuff off. Right, so you've got an inverter just down here if you want to use it. It's kind of something that I wouldn't advise you to use too much, because it's they do take up quite a lot of 12-volt power. So if, for example, if you were going to use this, so the inverter's just there and the power that you can get out from it is just here. So basically see there's a switch just in there to turn that on. You know, that's fine, and obviously people use them all the time, but I just wouldn't advise it, because if you, for example, if you've got a normal 12-volt battery, which you have, I know you've got a solar panel which works really nicely and it keeps the power nice and topped up, but if you start using that inverter all the time and plug like a hairdryer in or something like that, it will just kill your battery straight off, because unless you've got a hookup plugged in, when, you know, again, I don't really see the point in it, because then if you have a hookup plugged in, you can use one of your sockets elsewhere, which runs directly from the power cable, but it's up to you. I just thought I'd show you it because it is there if you want to use it. That goes up the other way, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I'll put all that back in a minute. Loads and loads of storage. You probably saw it when you came down to buy it, but it's just so much storage in this van. I mean, look, the size of this cupboard underneath here is unbelievable. You don't normally get anything like this, really. The only other thing I want to point out to you really is you've got these two little isolators just here. So that's for your gas. So if you thought there was any issues with anything in particular, you can isolate them from there. And you've also got your 240-volt trip switch. So again, if you plug your hookup in and you thought there was something dodgy going on, or something wasn't working, then you can literally just have a little check in there and make sure that's in the upright position. obviously I've checked any 240 volt socket in the van. I have checked to make sure that they trip in the right place and it all goes to the right place. But yeah, so main things really, if I just sort of quickly run through the main bits, you've got your 12 volt control panel up here. When you want to start using the van, just literally turn all 4 of these black switches to their on position. If you want to check how much power is in your battery, push and hold the test button and check this little symbol here. If you want to check how much fresh water is in your tank, push and hold the button and check this level here. If you have any problems with anything 12 volts, so if none of your lights are working or anything like that, after turning on all of these switches, you can have a little check of these fuses. But otherwise, you know, I've gone through and checked the entire van, so everything is working at the moment, so you shouldn't really run into any issues. Obviously the gas needs to be turned off before you start driving, and if you want to keep the fridge cold properly with all your stuff inside it, I would 100% advise you get the fridge cold first before you go away and switch it over to your 12 volt symbol for when your engine's running. Make sure that your boiler is switched off before you head off, and that's it really. Gas off. The only thing I do need to point out to you about on the engine side of things, which isn't much, but you've got a really nice Sigma alarm fitted to it. So if I just show you on the keys, so obviously this is your ignition key, big chunky one. You have also got, I believe, this to be a spare ignition key, I think. But basically this is your main ignition key, this one just here. When you put the key in and turn it to ignition, if you try and start it straight away, it won't do anything. So what you need to do is put the key in the ignition, turn it to ignition, and then press this little fob. Oh, the light is really bad there. Press and hold, but not, sorry, I'll take that back. Not press and hold. Ignition on, like that. And then just literally push this button once, and then you'll be able to start the engine. So you haven't got to worry about any of these buttons up here or anything like that. That's just sort of recoding and things like that. Literally, all you have to do, ignition on, and then press this little Sigma fob once, and then it will go. The Sigma alarm systems are pretty much the best that there is. You've got a little sticker just on the window here, just so people know that you've got a Sigma alarm as well. But yeah, so I think I've shown you everything I can. I know for a fact that you're going to like this vehicle, and you know you should get on with it really well. If, as you know, you get any problems, you can just let us know and we'll get back to you on anything. But otherwise, we look forward to seeing you soon to collect your van. Thanks very much.